do a packing video for my trip. Hello, my name is Jessica if you're new here, and I am currently travelling around Japan with my partner Jason, and we've been here for almost 3 months, and the only luggage we brought was a cabin size luggage each, and a backpack. We had one of these kind of backpacks just for hand luggage, and that's it. That is all the luggage we brought in preparation to going away for a multi-month trip. I watched every single packing video on YouTube, and I found that I cherry-picked all the bits of advice that I could apply to me and my situation and my trip. So here is what I packed, and I'll give you any tips that I can that I've picked up from other people's videos. There's some smart people on the internet. So this is the case that I brought, and before we get into it, I'll just give you 2 little tips just off the top. Number 1 is pack as if you're going for a week. This really changed my mindset in packing because I was going away for many months, something I've never done before. It's very overwhelming to think of all the things you might need in the next 3-6 months. So if you just pack as if you're going for a week, it really just changed everything for me. There's laundrettes everywhere. We got Airbnbs that have a washing machine in the apartment, so you can wash your clothes as frequently as you like, really. And if you just pack as if you're going for a week, you can wash your clothes and then you start again the next week. And that really helped me choose items and allowed me to not overpack and overstuff my suitcase. It just really simplified it for me. And the other tip is to go for some kind of colour theme. I went with mostly black. That's just easy for me. I'll show you later in the video. I chose mainly black as my colour scheme, with a little bit of white and a little bit of pale blue as well. And that just meant that everything went with each other. So I'm just going to show you something that I did in preparation for packing. Okay, so this is a little insight into my brain. So I drew out all the clothes that I was considering taking, and there's another layer to this drawing. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it a bit clearly. You know the part in a horror film where the kid is possessed by a demon and draws really weird drawings? That's kind of what this looks like. It was actually super helpful. I drew out the items of clothing I was considering taking, and then I made sure that each item matched up with every other item that I was taking. So this is the ultimate mix and match wardrobe. Every single item can be worn with every single other item, pretty much, and make endless amount of outfits, basically. It just really allowed me to see like an overview of what I was planning to take and what I could cross off the list and what I needed, what I was missing. There's a couple of items that I bought in preparation for the trip, things that I noticed were missing from this little lineup that would really help me get the most out of what I was taking. Just to mention that I really try and steer away from fast fashion as much as I possibly can. I always try and buy secondhand if possible. In preparation for this trip, I was on Vinted and Depop almost every day trying to find the items that I needed, and I also really tried to use things that I already had. Like, I already had a wardrobe full of clothes, and a lot of these are just from that, things that I knew I loved, things that I wore already. So there's just a couple of items that I did end up buying, but knowing that I'm going to wear them almost every day, and they were very thoughtful choices. I mean, I couldn't be much more thoughtful, could it, with this illustration. Also, it was important that I felt good in the clothes. That's another consideration, because I knew I would be wearing these clothes every single day. I wanted them to be something that I was super comfy in. Comfiness was the top criteria. It had to be comfy, it had to be something that I loved, and it had to be something I actually enjoyed wearing, because you don't want to be walking around all day and look down and just feel rubbish about what you're in. So that's that. I'm going to show you what I packed now. First of all, these, what I'm wearing, are part of my travel outfit. I had a little designated travel outfit that I wore on the plane over to Japan, and then I've kind of wore it every single time we've moved around Japan as well. So this is like my biggest t-shirt, so this is something I don't have to try and cram in the case. It's like quite a big and quite a thick material, so comfy. I love this t-shirt, and I'm wearing really stretchy, comfy sweatpants, tracksuit bottom type trousers. These are items that I already had in my wardrobe. And then I layer this up as well with some other items on a travel day. So I'll just quickly run through the items that I actually brought with me. So we will start with tops. I have one black character t-shirt. This is My Neighbor Totoro, which was fitting for a Japan trip, I thought. One sort of thin jumper with a roll neck, good for layering. One long sleeve black top, cotton, so super comfy. All of these are things I already had in my wardrobe. I will let you know if it's something I bought specifically for the trip. One black vest top. So this is the little bit of colour I was talking about. This is a light blue jumper. This is slightly thicker, so it's a little bit warmer. I brought one blouse shirt, a creamy off-white colour, and I love the shirt. It's one of my favourites. This is from a charity shop, and it's got this like pussy bow element that is detachable. So again, thinking that this could come in handy for like different looks and different outfits. This is a black Nike running top. This I did bring for running in. I haven't been running as much as I love running. We haven't, but I've used it for days where we've been doing something a little bit more active. So when we've been doing cycling or hiking, so that's like a workout top. So now onto bottoms. I brought one pair of black leggings. So the black leggings, I bought these like a little ahead of my trip. I knew in my mind that I definitely needed leggings to take with me, and I knew they needed to be black because I chose black as my base colour. Someone I follow on Instagram shared their favourite black leggings, so I bought them and they've been amazing. I will link these below because these were like a relatively new purchase. One black mini skirt, and I also brought one pair of black jeans. These are M&S jeans, the straight leg ones. These I also bought specifically for my trip. To be honest, I didn't really have like any jeans that I could have brought with me, which is weird, but they're not too chunky. They are super comfy, stretchy. I'm glad I bought them. These have definitely I've worn them countless times already, so that was a purchase that was well worth it. I'll link those below as well. I also brought one dress, just like one sort of summery like tea dress. This is also from M&S. It's quite a nice material. It doesn't crease too easily, and I've just worn it loads of times with loads of different combinations, and it's come in handy. So for outer layers, I brought this fleece. This my nonna bought me before my trip, which was so sweet, and oh my god, it's so cozy, it's so warm. I was so glad of this. Something that I should mention is that we came to Japan in February, mid-February, and the temperatures were still freezing, still like 0 and below in the mornings. So we definitely needed warmth, but I also considered that we would be in Japan for a long time, and now it is sunny outside, it is warm, it's been like 25 degrees most days. So all of these outfits, they had to be warm if I layered up the items, but also I could wear the items individually on a hotter day. That was another thing that I was considering. So yeah, this fleece come in so handy, especially in the early days. I used to wear this underneath my jackets, and this is also a travel day item. So I wore this to travel in on the plane, and it was super cozy. And I also put this on our travel days in between. Oh my god, so cozy, so comfy. I'm so glad I brought this with me and that my nonna was thoughtful enough to buy that for me ahead of my trip. I also brought one black blazer. This is an item I bought before the trip. This is one of the items I was scouring Vinted for and never found one. This I ended up buying from H&M. I've wore it a ton. It's just a like sort of almost oversized, like a big black blazer that I can put on over the top of any outfit, and I feel like it just like smartens up a little bit. This is another travel day item. I wear this over the top of my fleece. Another jacket I brought was this big purple, it's a big waterproof jacket, a second-hand buy that I love. I've also got this bomber jacket that folds up and squishes into its pocket, so it becomes like a little pack-a-mac situation, which I love. I was searching for something like this for ages before I found one. This is from Aldi, you know, the middle aisle in Aldi. This is from there. It was £20, an absolute steal. It's sort of like a little bit water resistant. I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it's so warm, so handy. It's not the prettiest coat, I have to say. This is the one item that I would say it's on the ugly side. I'm now sentimentally attached to this coat. It's so warm, so cozy, couldn't have done this trip without it. It's been such a good layer, and it's so small and compact and squishy. Jay got the same coat but in a different colour. He actually put these both in his backpack to travel in because they squish down like so small. So we didn't actually even have these in our cases. We just like squish these up and put them in our backpack. I also brought some pyjamas, just some shorts and a pyjama top. Just a couple of other like accessory items. So I brought a blue woolly hat. This is the baby blue colour. Just like a blue beanie hat for when it was really cold, and some thick thermal gloves. It seems so weird that we wore these at the start of the trip. It's looking at the window now and it's like sunny and bright, but these I wore like most days. I brought one swimming costume with me. I haven't used it yet, but we are going to another country after this trip, so it will be worn, but it hasn't been worn. An umbrella. One black belt. This is something I did buy ahead of the trip because I already had one of these belts in like a tan colour, but I wanted it in black to match everything that I was going to wear. And this is from Vegetarian Shoes, a really good shop. It feels like a leather belt. It's really strong and sturdy. I've worn this like nearly every day and it still looks new. But it's from Vegetarian Shoes. It's like a vegan leather, really, really good. I really recommend them. And then this is full of my underwear, tights and socks. And then I also obviously brought a handful of bras as well. They're in here. I also brought one tote bag, which has come in handy countless times. We use it to go shopping with, and also on the travel days it's kind of good just to have like an overflow bag, just even for things like bottles of water or snacks or something, just to have them like handy, and to put like the jackets in when it started to get warmer. Footwear. So I only brought 2 pieces of footwear for this whole trip. I have these Nike trainers. These I did buy for the trip. These are one of the items that I knew I needed. I needed something that I could wear all day, every day, basically. So I just went for like plain black trainers. And I also got a pair of black Chelsea boots. These are from Heavenly Feet. These have been so comfy from the get-go. These are honestly so comfy. I did buy an insole for them to make them like extra cushy, but these have been amazing. Just black boots that go with every single outfit. The black trainers go with everything as well. I allow myself to bring 3 books altogether. So one of the book I left in Kyoto. When I read it, I left it on a little shelf of like, it was like a library that was in the guest house that we were in. And I brought this book. This book is amazing, by the way. Still life. I absolutely love it. And I bought one book on Japan as well that my sister bought me before the trip. So they're the only books I bought. I'm quite an avid reader, but I just limited myself to as minimal as I could go with. So that's kind of all of the items of clothing that I brought with me, and believe it or not, they all fit in this little suitcase. One of the tips that a lot of people give are like packing cubes, kind of similar to this. This is actually a compression cube where it has a zip for you to put the things in, and then it has an extra zip that goes round and it like squishes everything down and makes everything like a little bit flatter, which works sometimes, but sometimes honestly this is so full I can't even do the zip up. This is the only sort of packing cube I've brought with me. I did buy packing cubes for the trip and just found that they just didn't work for me, especially for this size of suitcase. I find that rolling things up really small and then shoving them in every little crevice, that's how I pack. That's something that really works for me, and I just managed to maximize the space in the case by not having packing cubes. Apart from this one, this is more just for neatness, to keep like things separated a little bit. So packing cubes didn't quite work for me, but some people really swear by them, so I think it's just personal choice. I just opted for just the one. Also in my case is my makeup bag. Again, I tried to keep this as minimal as possible, but that just depends on how much makeup you wear and if you even wear makeup. The one tip I will give, I won't show you everything that's in here, I mean I try to keep it as minimal as possible, but the one tip I will give is contact lens cases for your liquids. So in here, so the left eye was my foundation. Before I left, I literally like pumped in my foundation into here, I could like to the top, and screwed the lid back on, and in the other one I put a primer, one of my favourite primers in there, filled it up, put the lid back on, and this honestly lasted me I mean, it's very small. It's just like a little contact lens case. This honestly lasted me like the first month easily. I didn't wear makeup every single day, but when I did, I just used this. This is just a tip I got years ago off watching a similar video, but I thought I would just pass it on because when I go on holiday now, I never take a full foundation bottle. I always just pump in what I need into here. And in addition to my small suitcase, I had this Vans backpack that was my hand luggage that I had with me in the seat on the plane. So in here I had like my books, my iPad, my spare glasses. That's another thing I brought. I brought my spare glasses, sunglasses. In this bag I also put things like passports, money, phone, just things that I wanted with me. That's kind of what went in here. You might be thinking, what about toiletries? I haven't mentioned toiletries. We have this bag as our shared toiletry bag. It's huge. We got this for Christmas. I will link this below. This bag is quite amazing. It has this front pocket here for things, and then it opens up. It has a metal hook to let you hang it anywhere, which is really good, especially in Japan. Like, bathrooms are very small and there's not any surface space really. The metal hook can hang from anything. It's been so sturdy. It opens up like this. It has all these different sections, so each section has like different bits in, and then it all just folds up so nicely. I mean, it's took a hammering. We've been using this like every day for the past 3 months. It's held up so well. I really love it. I'm really impressed with how good quality that is. So this whole thing actually goes in Jason's case. So I'm quite lucky that I don't have to consider space for toiletries. This whole thing goes in Jay's case. All his stuff still fits in his case, even with this in, so that worked out well. It was really important for us to travel as lightly as possible. I really wanted to be able to easily lift and carry my own suitcase, and I knew we would be getting a lot of public transport, going up and down stairs. Sometimes you end up carrying your cases for a lot longer than you expect to for various travel things plans change. So that's the reason why I put so much thought into this, that I just wanted every single item to be really worth bringing. I really didn't want to be lugging around a really heavy case, so that's why I tried to keep it as minimal as possible. I will tell you things that I regret bringing. So one of the things that I regret bringing is this bum bag. I brought this bum bag, I don't really know, what was I thinking? So this bum bag I've used at Disney World like a couple of times. It's kind of come in handy like the odd day here and there. So why I thought I would use this, I really don't know why I brought this. I've not used this once. I wish I'd just left it at home. I mean, it's kind of small, but it's just annoying that I have to like find a space for this in my case every single time I pack. My other regret is probably this coat. As much as I love this coat, I've probably wore this coat about 6 times in the past 3 months. When it's been a really rainy day, I've obviously put this straight on. It's waterproof, it's cozy, it's really done the job, but it is bulky. It is a struggle. This is the last thing I put in my case, and it's always a bit of a struggle to like squish it in. So I think I probably could have done without this in hindsight and just managed with my bomber jacket and an umbrella. But other than that, every single item I've brought, I've honestly used so much. Everything has earned its place in the suitcase. All the clothes I've found have worked really well for different occasions. And I've actually found it kind of fun to try and come up with like different combinations and new combinations. And I just want to say as well, there is nothing I have missed, honestly. I have not once thought, oh, I wish I'd brought that top. I wish I'd brought those trousers. I have not once thought that. I've not once missed an item. Like, I feel like I've got everything I need. And I feel like if I'd come with even less, I probably would still think that. I think you just can adapt to the situation. So yeah, there's nothing that I've missed. And I hope that's kind of reassuring, because that was something that I was really worried about, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to really miss. I'm going to forget something or not take something that I really need. But that honestly has not happened. I've been so comfortable with the few things that I have brought. That is everything. I think that's it. I hope this was helpful for you. This trip has just really opened my eyes on like traveling lightly. I feel like as I've gotten older, I've definitely tried to travel lightly more and more as when I've gone on holidays and trips, just try and cut down what I need. On a regular holiday, if there's something in my case that I didn't wear, I actually I feel like I failed the assignment a little bit. Like, I only want to take things that I actually wear and use. Like, I feel like it's a waste to carry something across the world and then just not use it or wear it. So I feel like over the years I've honed this down, and I'm just really happy with the things that I brought with me, and I'm glad that I put in the thought ahead of time. So in the morning I can get up and look at this small selection of clothes and just choose something that's going to suit that day. If you have any questions or thoughts, or if have I forgotten something, is there something I haven't mentioned at all? I'm looking around the apartment thinking, is there anything else that I put in? If you are interested in traveling Japan, then we have loads of vlogs. We've been to Disney, we've been on the Shimanami Kaido, we've been to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. We've absolutely adored our trip here. I absolutely love Japan. So follow along if you'd like, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!